In this video, we're going to cover the 7 best tools to use with Instagram to grow a restaurant's online following and get new customers online. What inspired this video was seeing how my friend Omar, the co-owner of Talkin' Tacos, and specifically how well he's grown on Instagram. In 3 years, he's gone from a single location food truck to now 7 brick and mortar locations and is franchising like crazy. Their success on Instagram has been a huge part of that growth. At this point, they're driving 100 new customers per month from Instagram like clockwork, without paying for any ads there. It has been key for establishing their local brand. By the way, it's not just Talkin' Tacos. I've seen the sales numbers behind hundreds of restaurants that have blown up on Instagram at this point. If you're interested in seeing the tools that they tend to use to succeed, then keep watching this video. But first, you might be wondering, is Instagram really worth investing time in over TikTok? Because I hear a lot of restaurant owners ask about TikTok since they're told that that's the new platform and it's really growing lately. In my experience now, in seeing the data of thousands of restaurants, I can confirm that Instagram is a much better way to get new customers on average. Here's why. On Instagram, you can locally target much more easily because TikTok is very global in nature, meaning that on TikTok, there's no such thing as geotags, which tag a location, and the algorithm shows viral videos to people all around the world. But in restaurants, you can only serve customers within a few miles of where you're based. So it doesn't help much to get global exposure to people in Cambodia and Thailand and Australia unless you're Taco Bell or Wendy's with literally locations all over the world, or maybe even all over the country, which is why it doesn't make sense to invest so much time there unless you are one of those global brands. So for a local restaurant business, it doesn't tend to convert into new customers at a very high rate unless a video goes so viral with tens of millions of views or hundreds of millions of views, which has about the odds of lightning striking. But many people don't know how to locally target on Instagram. So we're going to cover that in this video and how you can do it without actually advertising. There's a few different ways to do it. Our first strategy works extremely well for this. For full disclosure, it's technically against Instagram rules, but I've never seen a business personally get suspended for it with the hundreds that I've seen executed at this point. I'm not advising doing it or not doing it or breaking the rules, but I wanted you to know that some restaurants are, and that for the restaurants that do, that this strategy can be extremely effective at growing. It's much higher risk, but also much higher reward. So let's dive into it. This is tool number 1 of 7 that we're going to be covering, using Instagram automation software to automatically like posts and follow posts of people nearby. Meaning, there are tools out there that work as a bot for restaurants to engage with people that are posting nearby. They log into their account and then gain them highly relevant followers, as well as automate social relationship building. Talkin' Tacos, by the way, the first example I used, does not use a tool like this. They've grown without it, but I have seen restaurants that I will not name because it's technically against the rules, gain hundreds of new customers every month. I once saw a restaurant that I can name called Taste on Melrose, doing this in the early days, that was getting 15 new customers every single day from doing it completely for free. 2 of the biggest tools I've seen for this are Kenji.ai and PathSocial.com. They cost less than $100 per month and basically are bots that sit in your restaurant Instagram account and like and follow people nearby all day. Like a social media person that works 24/7 and doesn't call in sick. Here's the crazy thing about them. You can use these tools to target people who follow other restaurants in your area, or the people who like other restaurants' posts in your area, or the people who have recently posted in geotags near you, including your city geotag. If you're feeling really savage, you can even target the people who follow your competitors or like your posts. But I recommend instead just targeting people that are posting at geotags nearby, or liking similar businesses' posts nearby that aren't directly competitive with your business, like maybe the local coffee shop or the local independent gym, because you know that those people that are engaging with that content are probably in your area. That's where things get really powerful, because when people see that a restaurant near them is starting to like their content or following them, they tend to tap into that restaurant's profile and want to learn more. They assume that the restaurant owner is taking interest in them and supporting them personally because they're liking their content and following them. So then they want to do that the same for that restaurant and check it out. I often see this result in gaining over 15 new followers per day that are both nearby and interested in the restaurant. That is over 300 new followers per month, all locally relevant. And when they see their profile and they see the delicious food pictures, they become much more likely to want to order from that restaurant and feel like they already have a relationship with them. What I usually see work best on this front is setting up the bot to like about 1,000 posts per day of people that have posted in nearby geotags. So if you're in Santa Monica, California, setting up the bot to automatically like pictures of people who are recently in the Santa Monica Pier area or the Promenade Street area, posting to those geotags, or maybe nearby coffee shops. That way, they see your profile and they organically follow and engage and get interested in your food. This strategy is absolutely amazing at gaining followers and increasing engagement, but without needing to buy ads. But it works even better if the content on an Instagram page is strong. So now that we've covered the top tool for driving engagement to a profile, how do we convert that attention into engagement and go viral and actually drive all of that Instagram exposure into new customer discovery? That brings us to the best tools for creating content that goes viral. But before we get there, if you found this video helpful so far and you want to continue getting the best strategies for growing a restaurant and learning about this topic, then click that subscribe button down below. I post a few new videos every month based on my experience now in helping grow thousands of restaurants, quite literally, over the past 6 years. And being subscribed is free, and it makes sure that you never miss out on the latest strategy by sending you an email when new videos get posted. So back to the best tool for creating content that goes viral. The best one I've seen for this is number 2, a tool called Foodie. Because just taking pictures with an iPhone is not enough for restaurants to succeed on Instagram anymore. Kim Kardashian is to blame for this. She's popularized editing every photo to look as good as possible using all sorts of editing software, and now it's the standard across more than just reality TV stars. All restaurants have to do this now just to compete. Foodie is great because it has dozens of different filters which are all designed to make food look best and are actually customized for the type of food you photographed. The most successful set of filters I've seen on the Foodie app are the Yummy filters, which apply best to high quality food photos that have a lot of detail, but that you want to look extra craveable. You can scroll through them and preview them on the Yummy app. Talkin' Tacos, for example, is amazing at this. If you look at their Instagram page, all of their photos are edited to perfection. They look extremely craveable, and they go viral very often. We're going to cover another tool later in this video that helps you go viral locally more frequently, but let's stay focused on the content editing for now, since that's a huge piece of this whole thing. Another great thing about Yummy, by the way, is they have filters which are dedicated to making every specific type of cuisine look good. They have a filter for grilled foods, and a filter for cheeses, and a filter for sushis, and one for desserts that are customized for that purpose. Here are some examples of food pictures that were edited with Foodie. This is the preset Yummy filter, before and after. They literally have dozens of these for every type of food you can imagine, and so it makes the editing process so much easier. If you want to get advanced though, and you're not just looking for easy, but you want to edit like the top Instagram food pages, they tend to apply manual settings to raw images in the app to make sure they look as perfect as possible rather than just using presets each time. Here are the settings that they tend to use to achieve that food beauty look, the look that all of these top pages have. They turn brightness up 10 points, they turn contrast up about 15 points, they increase saturation about 18 points, and they increase warmth about 7 points. All of these settings make it look significantly more vibrant. So now that we've covered editing images, we have to discuss the other part of editing content on Instagram, editing videos. Videos do extra well on Instagram because the team at Instagram is really trying to push their YouTube and TikTok competitors, which are called Instagram TV and Instagram Reels. But they don't just look good enough with raw video from an iPhone anymore. That's not enough to go viral. So that's where tool number 3 comes in. Tool number 3 is actually tool number 2, but used in a different way for its video features, meaning it's using Foodie for video editing. They just released this set of features that make video editing of food videos much easier than ever. By the way, Foodie is not sponsoring this video. I have no idea who created it. I just love the tool and I've seen a lot of restaurants successfully use it. So I want to put out there that I have no affiliation with them other than loving it and seeing a lot of restaurants successfully use it. In terms of how they use it for video, the types of videos that tend to go viral are the ones like this from Talkin' Tacos, which show their most popular dishes in the end stages of being made, or maybe being slow motion played with as they're eaten to perfection, like their birria ramen being scooped up like that, or their nachos having that perfect cheese being played with. Customers love seeing behind the scenes of the preparation process, like the cheese sauce and the nachos being slowly added. So this is pretty self-explanatory, because just like restaurants can make photos look extra appetizing and increase engagement that way, they can do the same with video. But video gets so much more reach in the Instagram algorithm because they're trying so hard to promote Instagram TV and Instagram Reels and make it a video-first platform. The good news is that the same editing filters which work well with photos also work well with videos. Turning up saturation, turning up contrast, turning up brightness, turning up warmth makes them really pop on the feed and look extra craveable. By the way, random fun fact for you, the reason behind this is actually very interesting. If you think about the lives of humans in the days before processed foods were a thing, the colorful foods, the ones with high saturation naturally, were often the best sources of energy and nutrition for humans. They were the fruit that we evolved to eat at the top of the tree. And so we were designed biologically to crave that type of food. So when we make food look colorful and high contrast, studies show that that increases how much people crave those foods. That's why on food packaging in supermarkets, we tend to see the food represented in so much more color and detail than it actually looks when you take it out of the box. If you study all of the top food pages with millions of followers, or top independent restaurant pages like Talkin' Tacos' page for example, they all tend to do this. This editing style is bold, so it stops people from scrolling in their feed and makes them pay attention with the bright colors and high contrast. But it also looks incredibly delicious. So, now that we've got the editing style for the photos and videos down, we now need a tool that helps with the other part of our content, the caption. That is the introduction to the next tool, number 4. It's called Pretty Captions. Pretty Captions is a tool which lets you format your Instagram captions to look unique. Rather than making you use the usual font and not having the ability to put spaces in your captions, you can use new fonts and spaces to make your captions really stand out. The caption is important to nail for 2 reasons. First, people are on social media to engage with their friends. So for them to stop on a company's post in their feed, like a restaurant, they need something which looks very differentiated and interesting versus the rest of the content they see on their feed. So having a cool font in the caption, like one in maybe 10,000 posts do, looks distinctive enough in their feed that it actually grabs their attention as they're scrolling by and it makes them stop to read it. Especially since, like I said, so few accounts know you can do this. Not only that, but it makes them look more organized and easy to digest. There's another tool, by the way, which is great when you have a lot to say, like when you're doing a promotion. So now that we've covered how to create great content, how do we make sure it goes viral in our area? So that's tool number 5, Instagram Geotags. Geotags are the location setting that you can set when you post on Instagram. They are super powerful if used in the right way. But a huge mistake I see restaurants making is tagging every photo they post to their restaurant's location geotag. That seems like it would be the right way to use it, but it can really hurt the potential marketing benefit of the post. Here is why. When a post is tagged to your restaurant location, it will only be shown on that geotag. And the people who are searching for your restaurant's geotag are people that are already familiar with your restaurant by definition. That's why they searched for your restaurant's geotag, because they were looking for content in your restaurant. So what makes sense to do instead of tagging everything to the people that are already looking for your restaurant is instead to use geotags of your city or popular destinations near you on the pictures and videos that you post. This makes it so that when you have a post which performs well, it sticks at the top of the geotag in the grid of 9 posts that are the most popular there, and it sticks there for weeks so that anybody that is looking for pictures posted in their area or videos can find your restaurant, and it leads to new customer discovery that way. It leads to tons of new customer discovery because people are browsing geotags in their city to see what to do and who else near them is posting. So when your delicious food pictures come up and they're in the area and browsing local photos, they'll often tap on it and start craving it to learn more about your restaurant. It turns out that it can help drive new customers and followers that way in a really great way. A great example of this is my friend Constantine, one of the co-owners of The Hive in Santa Monica, who does this really well on his Instagram. Rather than tagging every post with the Hive location, he tags some with the street name, and some with the city of Santa Monica, and some with the beach of Santa Monica. So if you look at his profiles and those geotags, his pictures often get pinned to the top of all those nearby geotags, which drive tons of new customer discovery from people nearby who are looking for cool things to do or accounts to follow. There's actually a way to measure how many new followers and profile visits each post drives, and use that to get better at creating content for your audience, which is tool number 6. Instagram Analytics. Instagram Analytics are powerful because they show you what's working and what's not working. I find the Insights tab on any post much more useful than the actual Instagram Analytics tab because it's simpler and easier to use for growth. To access the Insights tab, you find a post on your account and you click the Insights button on the bottom of the post. The way I recommend using it is tapping into the Insights tab about a week after you post any photos or videos to see which ones are doing well. Then when you notice a specific type of post consistently doing well, you create more similar posts like it again and again as a way to sustain your social media success. My brother, Topper Guild, is a creator with over 50 million followers across YouTube and TikTok, and this is a huge part of what he does to grow. He constantly analyzes the Insights tab on each post to look for patterns of what's working well and what's going viral. Then, when he finds those patterns, he consistently does more and more and more and more of them until they basically stop working. And I've seen a lot of restaurants grow with similar strategies. They're constantly studying what is working well to go viral and then being shameless about just doing that again and again and again and again until it stops working. That is one of the keys to social media. So here's specifically what to look for on the Instagram Insights tab. There's two things. The first is a high amount of impressions from the other or explore categories. That's a very good sign because it means that it's not just people that follow our account that saw the post, but that it's being shown to people who don't follow the account. In other words, when people are finding it from other or explore, they're discovering the post on Instagram without following us first. When I see a lot of people seeing a post in other or explore, it means that Instagram has started to put it on other people's Explore tab and recommending it to them in the recommended section of other posts. So when you find a post that reaches a lot of impressions from other or explore, meaning Instagram is showing it to a lot of people, mentally note what that post is. Is it a specific type of dish on your menu? Is there a unique editing style? Does it have a unique caption? And then you just try and do more and more of that, very similar posts to it, and see if it continues to work in driving a new exposure and helping you go viral. The way the Instagram algorithm decides which posts to make go viral is very simple. They look for high rates of engagement. For every 1,000 impressions a post gets, how many likes is it getting? How many comments is it getting? If it's getting more likes and more comments than the usual posts, it will begin showing that post to a bigger and bigger audience, which is what makes it go viral. And when you find the patterns of what works, you can also replicate the recipe for success again and again and again by just doing more of that. For this reason, the other thing to look for on a post level in the Insights tab is a high amount of profile visits, followers, and external link taps from the post. This means that that picture of food or that video that went viral isn't just looking pretty and getting vanity metrics like likes, but it's actually driving some results for the business and getting new followers or website visitors. But the problem with that is that it doesn't tell you how much in sales each post drove. Imagine knowing that, because who cares how many likes or followers a post gets if you can't see the sales? That's where tool number 7 comes in, and it's actually one that my company built. Tool number 7 that we're going to cover is Owner.com. That's the name of the company that I started, which tells you exactly how many new customers came from Instagram every month. That's one thing Instagram Analytics can't do and will never be able to do, because they don't have the ability to integrate with your sales data. But Owner.com absolutely can, and it integrates with your website and various other parts of your online presence, so that it can not only show you how many new customers came from Instagram, but it can show you, down to the penny, how much in sales you drove from Instagram in any given day. Omar, one of the owners of Talk and Taco, uses that to measure the return on investment of his Instagram efforts. Because who cares about likes if they're not actually converting into sales? What he does is he has a tab in his dashboard that he looks at every month, showing new customers by source. As you can see here, he's getting over 100 new customers per month from Instagram. Not only that, but if he sees the sales by source tab, you can see that it's driving over $10,000 in sales from those new customers. That's one of the reasons why Owner.com is so useful. It's the only system that can show you the exact impact that your marketing efforts are having on your business down to the penny, including Instagram. It also integrates with your website and your online ordering system to track customers by source, and it shows you the ability to see how much in sales each channel has driven you. That way, you constantly know what is working from a marketing perspective and what isn't working, so you can spend your time strategically on the things that are working best. One interesting thing that Omar from Talk and Tacos found with Owner.com Analytics is that Instagram is driving hundreds of new customers per month for him. With that Google SEO, is literally driving 10 times more customers than Instagram is, meaning that it's driving them over 1,000 new customers every month. So what Omar did is he spent time ensuring that all of their locations and all of their menu items rank at the top of Google for the most searched for terms that apply to his concept and menu. If you want to see a full video on how they did that and how many other restaurants have used that successfully as well, then click to the right of me now to see the #1 best strategy for growing a restaurant explained in great detail, using Google SEO to show up at the top of Google to get new customers.